We're Meg and Morgs. After spending 9 months backpacking our way across Southeast Asia, we decided we were ready for a new challenge. After arriving in Australia, we bought a converted four-wheel drive, and so far we've driven all the way from Cairns down to Melbourne. Our adventure now takes us to our fourth state, the beautiful and rugged island of Tasmania, where we'll be spending the next month exploring what it has to offer. Join us today as the adventure continues. Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. We're Meg and Morgs, and in today's video it is the last episode of our Tasmania road trip. So we've almost spent a month here, which has gone so quickly, but we are just getting the ferry across to Bruny Island, and I think we'll have 3 nights there, so quite a long time actually, but it just gives us a chance to sort of see everything and spend some time in the sun, hopefully, if it comes out.
Yeah, it's just sort of like we've got a bit more time basically, so we'll have an extra night here than what we expected, and it'll just be nice to chill out and just enjoy it really, because we haven't really got any other things that are on our list now after Bruny, just because we were able to do a lot more sort of the first time round.
But yeah, it was super easy to get the ferry. We drove to Kettering, and then you sort of pay for your ferry tickets as you're like going through.
Yeah, it's like a little gate basically.
Yeah, like a drive-through counter basically. So it's super easy. Cost us just over $50. I think $50.60 or something.
Well,
yeah, for a return, and it takes 20 minutes to get to the island, and then the ferries sort of run continuously every 20 minutes throughout the week. So it's super easy. You don't need to like book in advance or anything. Literally just turn up and pay on the day.
And they give you like a nice like map and things.
Yeah,
and
with like a list
of
what we should do. So yeah, excited to explore. Where are we staying tonight, Morg?
Where are we staying? Neck campsite?
Is that the technical name?
What was the place called? The Neck Creek campsite?
Yeah, we'll put the name on the screen.
Right, here we go, quickly.
$10 for 2 people, one car.
Neck Beach camping area.
Yeah.
$10 for a car.
And it's kind of like the one in Bay of Fires, where you just sort of drive in and find yourself a spot. Not bad.
Approved.
Morg, what are the facilities like?
We'll soon find out. Looks like a drop toilet.
Oh, okay. Any sink? Nope. Good job we travel with hand sanitizer.
Go on then. Yes. Hopefully we'll have some luck seeing some penguins.
Yeah, we've not done too well so far.
We certainly haven't, but
3rd time lucky.
yeah. Arrive before dusk, same sort of stuff really. But yeah, fingers crossed.
Maybe we can leave like our table and chairs to keep our camp spot, and then drive to the boardwalk.
Oh, to the boardwalk?
Yeah, because it says that's where the best place to see them is.
Night at the campsite last night. We both slept well, which is always a bonus when we're sleeping in the car.
Yeah, it was a little bit warmer. So the campsite that we stayed at last night, it is $10 per night. Now we were going to get cash out this morning to pay for it, but somebody came around with like a card machine, which was quite handy, gave us a receipt, so it's very easy to book. So we're there for 3 nights, and we've driven down to the south of the island today to the lighthouse.
Yeah, it's only about an hour probably driving from top to bottom of the island, I would say.
Yeah, there's a lot of gravel roads, so so maybe a bit longer.
And then, so we've obviously got a nice sunny day in one direction. In front of us, it's not so nice.
Looks very ominous.
But this is as far south as you can go, so we thought we'd do that bit first, and then there's a couple of walks and that sort of thing. But yeah, we're just taking it nice and slow. But look at these beautiful views.
And this is as south as we will go in Australia.
Yeah, this is about as south as you can get. There's only another bit of Tasmania that's sort of a little bit further south. But yeah, after that it's Antarctica. Australia's second oldest.
Yeah.
And
still standing.
Still standing. Yeah, it was made in 1835 because lots of ships were getting wrecked on this south coastline on this channel, so they decided to put it in, and I think it was like one of Australia's longest manned lighthouses as well. But now
on the way up we saw another echidna.
I know,
this one was huge though, and it was like fluffy rather than,
yeah, it had spikes, but like I feel like the spikes were covered with the fluff. It was funny.
It was cute. But the beach here is stunning.
It looks very pretty,
so
like the whole coastline
alone just for the views.
Oh, definitely. No, it's lovely, and yeah, you can see sort of like all the rock formations on the sides of the cliffs.
Nice.
It is good, and there was a bit of information up there about sort of the lighthouse, and you can do a little tour.
There's like a little museum down here.
Yeah, we'll pop in the museum, have a look, but no, it was well worth coming. We were kind of debating whether we should, but oh, there's an echidna right next to us.
Can you see what we mean about it being fluffy? It's so... This is cute. Little museum. Oh, it's like all the old equipment that you used to use. So we've driven down to Cloudy Bay Beach. There was parking here, nice and easy. As before, it was a bit of a gravel road, but not too bad. But yeah, it's beautiful, so we're just going on a little walk and maybe we'll see some other viewpoints. One of my favourite things about living out of a car is having lunch in spots like this. So this is our view, I'll show you. Bruny Island, and we decided to do the fluted cakewalk. I think it's quite popular because it's got good views, and we've been very lucky with the weather again. It's looking beautiful.
We drove down to Adventure Bay this morning, and then we've parked up near to where they do the cruises from.
Yeah,
and it was
like
kind
a
of
restaurant.
it's kind of quite confusing where the start of the trail actually starts.
There's no signage or anything.
So we walked around for a little bit trying to work out where we started, but then I spoke to the people in the cruise place, and he said basically you have to walk along the beach. There's like a little cut through.
Because I think there's a little section of like private land that it used to go through. But yeah.
So now we just got to walk along the beach and then up to start walking up the cliffs basically.
And I think it should take around 2.5 hours, but that's again what it suggests, and usually these are a bit sort of on the conservative side, so we'll see how long it takes, what the views are, and we'll let you know. Have been hiking for 1 hour. I think we've done all the elevation now. It was quite nice because it was like semi-shaded. It was mainly like a bushwalk. Saw a few wallabies, but we haven't seen the white one yet, so we're still on the look for one of those. And now we've just come to like an opening along the ocean. Not too sure which the rest of the way is, but we'll just probably just enjoy the view and then head off. Almost back. To be fair, the timing was pretty accurate.
Yeah, just under 2 hours and a half.
Yeah, with breaks, so not too bad at all. It's quite steep in places, but it's sort of like a peak and then you walk down, so it's all the elevation out the way.
Yeah, but the coastline's beautiful. The way we did it, we went up the steep bit first.
Through the bush,
and then we came down and it was kind of steep straight down and then a walk like a
along the coast.
But yeah, lovely walk, and we're certainly ready for some lunch.
Definitely. We just got back to the car park, and in like the grassy verge we managed to spot one of the white wallabies. So there's a white native species here, and then also some albino wallabies. Is that right, Morgs?
Yes.
And you can tell the difference by the colour of their eyes.
Yes, and it's just a genetic mutation in the ones that are just like normally white. But this Bruny Island's the only place in Australia that you can see them, which is pretty interesting, and also amazing that we were just able to see one, because the plan for after we had some lunch and
was go find one.
And Megan just spotted one just at the side of the car park, which is
amazing. We're getting good at our animal spotting. We are now after a few months in Oz.
Just down in this Adventure Bay area is where you can see them.
But yeah, it's so cool. It's not like anything like I've seen.
Yeah.
And there's lots of other cute wallabies around here as well. About you, Morgan, but one thing I hate about this campsite is how close the neighbours get. So rude. Bruny, we were just saying, like, we've had such a great few days here, and also, like, it's a very nice way to end our time in Tasmania. I can't believe we've been here almost a month. It's absolutely flown. So this morning, you can sort of get the ferry back at any time, really. They sort of run every 20 minutes. So we're not in any rush. We've come to the famous fridges full of bread. I don't know if you've seen them online. That's about to get stocked up, so we're gonna go maybe get some Anzac cookies or fresh loaf, we're not sure yet. And then we're gonna head to sort of like the north of the island of Bruny before we get the ferry back, because then we'll be closer to the ferry port basically.
After exploring the beautiful north of the island, we then got the ferry back to Kettering, head into Hobart, and then started the journey to our campsite for the evening. Those of you that have watched our previous videos will probably recognise this as the Chauncey Valley River Reserve. Beautiful spot about half an hour north of Hobart on the way up to Launceston, where there's no signal and you just pay $2 per person. After getting the ferry back from Bruny Island, we went to the gym, had a shower, which was nice after a couple of days without one. It's really handy having the gym membership to allow us to shower as well as obviously using the gym. Had some lunch and then we just drove outside of Hobart back to this campsite, which if you've seen our other episodes in, I think it was episode 2 of this Tasmania series, the Chauncey Valley, like a nature reserve. Basically you pay $2 per person as like a donation, or like a donation to the sort of upkeep of everything. And then you can camp here as well as going on a couple of the nature walks where you can see a variety of different animals. There's lots of little wallabies around, paddy melons, and you should be able to see wombats. It's called the Wombat Trail, is one of the main ones, as well as there's some caves that you can hike up. I'm just going to go for like a little walk around, because last time we were here we saw lots of wallabies, we saw a snake which was, trip over that. But we saw a snake which was venomous, like all the snakes in Tasmania are. And we didn't get to see any any wombats. So fingers crossed the Wombat Trail produces some wombats. But it's been very dry, as you will have seen from all the good weather that we've had during our time in Tasmania. So I'm not sure if that sort of like suppresses the wildlife in the area, and they maybe go further afield or away from these like dry creek riverbed areas in search for places that have a bit more water. And that's maybe why we didn't see much last time, and we haven't had much rain since, so maybe that's why. But I'm just going to go on a little walk now that the sun's setting behind me. It's about 7:30, and see what I can find. So sorry if you're eating your dinner while you're watching this, but this is what you're looking for if you're looking for wombats. That's like the wombat poo. It looks kind of like little cubes. So that shows that obviously there must be a couple in the area. This bridge bit here is where we saw the snake last time. It was just over on that bank. Oh look, little wallaby. After unfortunately not finding any wombats on the walk, we got an early night and got up early the next morning for the long drive up to Devonport. Not so long for Australia standards, but for Tasmania a 3-hour drive is pretty long. We had one last thing that we really wanted to do before we left Tasmania, and Devonport was the perfect place for us to do it.
So we drove north. Our last stop is Devonport, of course, because we are leaving to the mainland again via the Spirit of Tasmania. But I can't believe we've been here for a month. The one thing that we have not yet seen is a platypus. We've tried lots.
We have tried a lot.
And they're just so elusive.
To us, yeah.
So we've come to the Tasmanian Arboretum, which is outside of Devonport, and we've heard that it's a good spot.
Yeah, so
we've heard that a lot though.
So we've got another full day tomorrow, so if not today we'll go to Latrobe,
Yeah.
where it's another place where it's sort of like a
But we've
high
already tried
likelihood.
Latrobe as well.
Yeah,
We're just not having much luck.
but we're determined to see at least one before we
Yeah.
leave, so this is going to give us our best shot. But yeah, the Tasmanian Arboretum is $5 per person,
Yeah.
per adult entry, so I think you can bring your kids for free. But it's like some gardens, and you can just have a lot of walk around, and then there's like a big pool or pond or lake
Apparently
in the
there's
middle.
quite a few in the main pond, so hopefully we see one finally.
Fingers crossed.
Well, that was successful. We've seen 2 platypuses in the main lake here. It's quite useful because there's quite a few people here, so we sort of followed where there was a crowd, but we managed to see 2. So I think that's everything that we wanted to do in Tasmania now.
Yeah.
We've seen 4 now total. It's just the perfect way to end our time in Tasmania, especially because from here on out, the way our route takes us, I don't think we'll get much chance to see a platypus. We've seen 4, all from different distances. So if you do come here to the Tasmania Arboretum, just sort of walk around this main pond and look for mud that's been dragged up from the bottom, because they're sort of like dredging through the mud and then coming to take a breath. So that's what to look for. We are still in Tasmania. We were actually meant to get the ferry yesterday, but we had a bit of a stressful day, you could say. So we woke up and the car wouldn't start. We tried to jump start it with the help of a lovely man, but that didn't help either. So Morg got on the phone to some mechanics when they opened, by which point we'd already missed our ferry, and I managed to ring the ferry company and rearrange that. Luckily it was a quick fix, because it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it was just something to do with the electronics and the key, the car key with the like the anti-theft stuff, and it all like the wiring and stuff wasn't like linking up properly. But
yeah, like they had to make us a new key. So it's really not the end of the world, and I think it goes to show why having sort of like an emergency fund when you are travelling is so important, because luckily for us, like, we had that money set aside ready to use in a situation like that.
Yeah.
So we are still in Tasmania. We're up near Mersey Bluff. We just had lunch here, and we're getting the Spirit across tomorrow.
yeah, so it's just tomorrow morning, so basically 2 days later than what we would have.
Yeah.
But it's fine because our pet sit in Melbourne doesn't start until Saturday, so we're going to
Yeah.
get the ferry back and then drive from Geelong like an hour across to Melbourne. So yeah, it hasn't worked out too badly. It's just was quite stressful yesterday morning, waking up 6 o'clock in the morning and your car doesn't
Yeah.
start and you've got to try and catch the ferry. And yeah, but like Megan said, it was quick fix, easily done. And
I think also, like, it goes to show when you're choosing a vehicle for your trip to Australia, it is very important to have like a common brand of manufacturer,
Yeah,
where
so-
they will have parts everywhere if it is something that you need a part for.
And I think the guys at the garage had to call up the Mitsubishi dealership in town, and they
Which is in Devonport, because it is a popular.
yeah, so like things like Mitsubishi, Toyota, those Japanese, Korean, and other Asian sort of car companies, they are the most popular. Kia, Mazda, etc. They are very popular in Australia. So those are the sort of brands that you might want to go for, just for the sake of them, that they're going to have some parts and stuff
Yeah.
nearby.
I do also think that in these sort of stressful situations, you have to rely on other people more.
Yeah.
And like the kindness and the generosity of strangers is so apparent. The man who was trying to jumpstart our car, and then there was like a group of builders helping us push the car.
Yeah.
The ladies at the hotel were so nice.
Yeah, so they actually booked us a different room in like one of their sister hotels, and because obviously we didn't have access to the car, they helped us take all of our stuff and drove us to the other hotel, and they bartered us a better price at the other hotel. And yeah, like everyone was very sympathetic to our situation, and everyone was more than happy to help, which is
it just
really
made
nice.
a stressful day a lot easier.
Yeah, because I think like a lot of us in our like Western cultures, we kind of think like people aren't as nice or giving and stuff as say like when we were in Southeast Asia, and everyone's like so lovely, and they call like places like Thailand like the land of smiles or whatever. But realistically, like yeah, it's just nice to see and feel that generosity from other people. After waking up early the following morning, we were extremely pleased that our car started and we were able to make the ferry on time. Although it was a pretty choppy journey, we eventually made it to Geelong and over to Melbourne, where our pet sit starts. Really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure to like and subscribe, and as always, we'll see you in the next one.